Hello, everybody, especially all you replay viewers. I want to welcome you to this Facebook Live I'm doing. Thank you all so much for following this. It just really means a lot to me. Anybody that follows this, anybody that comments or writes or likes or anything, it just means so much to me that you're doing that. And hopefully some of you can get some value out of this. But today, I will discuss a few fun things, such as why having certainty and vision is so important to any business you're building, especially within our business. But for any of you that are joining me right now, please let me know where you're calling in from, and listening to this would be amazing. And if you do have any questions, just write those down. I don't always see all the comments, but any questions are so appreciated. So welcome everybody. So one of the things before I get started with today's topic is just to explain what the series is about. This is just a few Facebook Lives. I'm doing 30 Facebook Lives over January and February of how you are going to have a better 2017 than 2016. I've been very fortunate in that over the last 12 years, been able to build up an amazing business that has enabled me and my family to choose where in the world we want to live and live by the beach. We live in a lovely apartment that overlooks the water from every single room in our house, except for I guess one bathroom. You can see the ocean. And so, and we just were able to choose a place where we wanted to raise our kids, and to be able to have that choice is just absolutely amazing. So hey everybody, it's great to see you there. Shauna, Sands, Kelly, Bernadette, welcome all of you. And so what I do with this program is to share some of these principles, and hopefully you can bring them on board in your life to make sure that you have an amazing year and that you start to work towards achieving all your goals and your dreams and be able to get there much quicker. So I was just in London this past weekend, and just have to share this with you. I will get my brother on one of these because my brother just made his first $1 million in our business, which is absolutely fantastic. So give him some love. Rick did an amazing job by introducing this to me, and I'm always so grateful for that, because without him introducing this to me, I would still be stuck in the corporate world and doing something that maybe I would kind of enjoy, but I would never be able to spend all the time I do with my family, with my kids. For example, give you a quick example, my daughter has been ill this week, and hopefully she'll get back to school tomorrow. But I've been able to hang out with her and do lots of art, and we've been doing the cutting the what do you call it, like the snowflake things, and we've been playing basketball. We've been doing all these little fun things together, and just to be able to bond and have that time with somebody and not worry about having to go to work or having to be somewhere else. It's just to have that lifestyle where we're actually two stay-at-home parents. Today we had a guy come in and teach us some Spanish. We had some time to do that, and private lessons there, and just to have that is just worth so much. And any one of you can achieve this and be able to build a life where you have enough money and time and really be able to choose where you want to live to achieve all this stuff. So because it's not that I'm so special or my brother is so special. Yes, he's an incredibly hard worker. I got to give him that. But it's that we are in an amazing business opportunity that enables really anybody to have a massive success, as long as you apply yourself and really focus and are consistent. The consistency is by far the biggest key to success, is what I believe, and that's what you see in the sacrifice that he's put into in his life, and and just being able to push through every single day, and not maybe seeing the success in the first year, second year, third year, but slowly and just seeing this rise of his business, and just keep on going forward and having that really, what he had, massive vision and certainty. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. But I will have him come on one of these calls here before we're done with our 30, and just interview him and speak about his first $1 million that he's made. And what's really interesting is that, yeah, it took him a while to get his first $1 million, but his second $1 million will come very fast, because that's what happens within our business. So why do you need to have vision? Why do you need to have certainty? So first of all, for me, vision is everything. And if you don't have this big vision, you're not going to be able to really take a lot of action, because you're not really going to see where it's at, right? So I'm going to show this a little bit here let's see if I can do a little bit of drawing here. We're doing some art today. So I'm not sure even if you'll be able to see here, but let's get this up. So this is you right here, right? Sorry for showing you little stick figures here. But if this is you right here, and and you have a vision, can you guys see this? and you have a vision that's like this high right here. Here's your vision, right? And you want to get to here, but you get an obstacle that comes in that's a little bit higher. Suddenly you lose that vision. So you want to have a very, very clear vision of where you're going, which is quite high up. You want to have a quite high goal, right? A big goal, a big vision that's up here. So no matter how high your obstacles are, you are still going to be able to see that vision. Does that make sense? I have no idea if any of you were able to see that little drawing there, as I barely saw it myself. But that's why I believe like that vision is so you need to have that so clear, and you need to have that clarity right from the beginning. And I listened to I heard this analogy before, but I listened to Luke Hawkins live the other day, and I actually told this story over the weekend. But I mean, it's essentially if you don't have that 100% certainty, it's essentially like you get on an airplane, the pilot says, you want to go from London down to Paris, like that's where you want to fly, right? You're going from London to Paris, and the pilot suddenly says, we might end up in Frankfurt today, or possibly Warsaw, but maybe even Lisbon, but hopefully we'll get to Paris, right? Like, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to sit on that plane and go, oh, I have no idea where we're going. Like, I need to go to Paris. Like, I have a meeting in Paris, and then I have an incredible dinner there with one of my favorite people. But I might end up in a completely different city, right? So obviously, you don't trust this pilot very much, right? And so if you are the pilot of your ship, of where you're going with your life, within your business, if you have that incredible certainty, that's a chance for you then to tell your passengers to be like, hey, we're going to have a massive party today. I'm going to take you to Paris. You're going to be there within 50 minutes. And in that meantime, you're going to have such a wonderful flight. You're going to enjoy it. We're going to have some good entertainment, have a nice drink, whatever it is, right? And you can really enjoy that because you know where you're going, and your passengers are going to want to come with you. And so if you don't 100% have the certainty, at least be the co-pilot and sit next to that pilot who has the certainty, right? Like, borrow that certainty from somebody else. And that's what's amazing in network marketing, is that we can actually borrow that certainty from other people. So if you're brand new in our industry, in our business, you don't really have the confidence that 100% know where you're going, right? But how can you then talk to somebody that's had success? That's what's so amazing within our industry, is that we can actually work with people that have had massive success. So all you do is you go and tell one of the people that have been successful, be like, look, I really need your help today. I would love for you to share your story and where you're going and how I'm coming with you on this flight, and how this new person would love to be a passenger and come in and work, of course, work really hard, but come with us to get to this destination, which is freedom and time freedom and money freedom and so on, right? And so always use those people that have had success before, because even though they say exactly the same thing as you, or you say exactly the same thing as them, there's something in their voice, there's something in their conviction that's going to make that difference to get that new person to believe what's going on, right? And this is so interesting. It's just a type of energy. So it's not what you say. It's not even really how you say it. It's just this weird energy behind the message, right? And so, of course, it's a lot easier for me to kind of sit here and build my business, because I have huge confidence. I see it in my bank statements every month. I see it in my brother making his million, right? But for many years, I used my brother's story to tell people what's happening in the business, right? I'm like, look, I'm going with my brother to the top. He's already achieved that. So he did it way before me, and I was able to use that story way before I got there, right? So that's my huge suggestion here. So always kind of borrow other people's stories and so on. And that's why you always need to listen to success stories within your business, within your industry, whatever it is, right? Okay. Another thing that's hugely important when you're building this team, right, is, I'll share a little bit of an example here. Is, thank you so much for all the love. Is that Jennifer? Oh, you're amazing. Is that if I go back, I used to play a few years of professional basketball. It was an awesome time in my life. I've always done sports my whole life. And so one year, my brother started on that team, even though he actually quit midway through the season because he wanted to focus on this business instead, which I don't blame him. But and my best friend actually joined that team as well. And we kind of had this fairly new team, and we were considered like underdogs. We were barely supposed to be we were supposed to be at the bottom of the table. We were not supposed to be very good at all. It was all just new people, right? And so I love that, Jennifer. You're probably one of my top 5,000 distributors as well. So I'd love to you as well. No, just kidding, Jennifer. Don't tell anybody else that you're up there and one of my favorites as well. Shh. And so what happened was, we were these underdogs, and we got together and we lost a couple of our first games, right? And we were just as bad as we were supposed to be, but something just clicked. I think we changed one of our professional Americans that came in, and so we changed this player, and this new guy came in, and somehow he and our manager of our team, they really rallied for us to have a lot of fun outside the court, right? So we would always go out and suddenly we won our first game, and so in that season we'd play a match every Saturday night, and every Saturday night after our game we'd go out clubbing, whatever else. So this is like when I'm 22, 23 years old or whatever, and so we'd bond as a team. We'd go out together, we'd enjoy our nights and so on. We'd go to the movies together, we'd go out eating together and all this stuff. And so what happened was we started to bond so much as friends, and we started to trust each other and just have fun. It was just really, really fun. Everything outside the basketball, which made the basketball a lot more fun as well. And that's my huge thing within your business, is to understand that the fun is the glue to the business, and what's going to build the friendship and the trust that's really going to take your whole team to a new level. And that's what we've seen in for example, in the UK within my teams here in the last year. So the people that go and have fun together are the teams that are growing the most. And I really want to thank Christensen for really helping to teach me that, because that's one of the things I didn't realize, was that I was always really corporate and really like, okay, we got to be serious here, we got to treat this like a business, and we got to try to get the big business guys, instead of being like, hey, let's just be myself, let's just have fun, let's find people like myself who want to have a lot of fun, and then just focus on that more than not more than anything. Of course, you're still building the business, and you're still serious about that, but you're bringing that element into it as well. It's like we have a policy where we don't drink in we don't drink in games. Yeah, we didn't drink in games either, but we don't drink in our meetings. We don't drink before our meetings, but afterwards we can all go and have a drink together, right? And that's the thing, is like you kind of separate the two, but you still bring it together, and that's the glue to the business, and that's what's going to get people to stick around longer and longer and longer. And the longer they stick around, they'll finally figure it out. Just like me, I didn't get it for the first few years, but I finally figured it out, right? And many other people are like that. But if they don't have the fun, they're not going to stick around long enough to figure it out, to learn the skills necessary. There's this, a few years back, there's a great book written talking about the 10,000 hour rule, and it takes 10,000 hours to become really, really good at something. And we expect to jump into this industry, and within like 2 weeks, if we don't have success, we're like, oh, I'm out of here, right? It's like, you've been working for this for 5 hours total. Like the rule is the 10,000 hours, right? And that's really working hard at something for maybe 6, 7, 8 years. I didn't really get this until year 7, okay? But today with social media, maybe we can speed things up a little bit. And yes, we're seeing crazy success stories, but don't compare yourself to those people. Like if it doesn't happen in 1, 2 years, like don't compare yourself to that, okay? Instead be like, how can I have the life of my dreams in 10 years, 15 years time? And I'm gonna do another one of these lives about, the time frame it takes within our industry, right? So that's awesome, Jennifer. Always having fun. The biggest monkey ever. Do the monkey dance. No, what is it? The banana dance. Banana dance. Okay, we'll get to that later on. So, I think what's my message today is just like, you got to have the certainty, right? Or you borrow other people's certainty. Make sure you have a lot of fun and you bring in the glue with everybody else, and also just have this huge vision of where you're going, and understand that when you bring somebody new on board, it's you've got to let them to grow themselves as well. So you can't take all the star power all the time. You can't just take over all the meetings. You want to kind of shove them a little bit in the water and let them take over as soon as possible, and let them grow into their own leadership, and encourage that as much as possible. Like, I'm not looking to be the star of the stage. I want to sit in the back and watch these new people come up. And that's what was so amazing this weekend. Like, all these new people were so amazing on stage, and just hearing their stories, it was just so wonderful. Got to give a special shout out to the testimonial done by Andrew there. Just so lovely, right? And these are the things that we want to hear, that all these newer people that are coming in and just taking on that leadership role. That's what we're looking for. We're not looking for you guys just to wait and so on. We want you guys to come in and just take ownership. Like there's nothing else going on. Oh, look at that. Andrew just joined right when I mentioned him. Look at that. Pretty funny. He'll have to go back and listen to that later on. So that's all I wanted to cover today, really. If you guys have any comments, any questions, please feel free to share them on here. I love all you guys for following me. All the love. Jennifer, I don't think I've gotten that much love ever, like for all my lives combined. So I'm going to make sure that you're on all my calls. Best audience ever. And just have a lot of fun out there. All of you can change your lives and make 2017 the best year ever. and just go in whatever business you're doing, whether within my business or any other business, just make it the best ever. If you're looking for a new business, if you're looking for new financial freedom or time freedom or just a little bit extra money, we can help you with that as well. Just get in touch and we'll make it a lot of fun. All right, everybody, have an awesome night.